So a question that I often receive from my clients is, how much should I charge for my service? How much should I charge for my course? Or how much should I charge for my membership? Should I charge roughly the same as my competitors, or should I charge lower so that it appears more enticing to my potential customers? And this is one of those business decisions that I feel is tied so deeply to, number one, your brand positioning. So how you're positioning your brand right now. And number two, your mindset around money and around pricing. Now, when it comes to deciding your pricing and deciding how much to charge, the first thing I want to remember is to stop asking people how much you should charge for your product or for your service and whether the price is too high or if it's too low. Stop asking your family and friends if your service or if your product is too expensive for them or if they'll feel comfortable paying this amount of money for your product or your service. Maybe you're charging $100 for your offer. And for some of them, it might be, oh, that's too expensive, that's too much, you should go lower. And then for some of them, it's too low. So they're like, you should charge more. So everyone's going to give you a different answer. What I want you to remember is this: everyone has their own limiting beliefs and own limiting mindset around money. So depending on where they are from, depending on their lifestyles, depending on their surroundings, they have different ideas and different perception of how much things should cost. If you were to ask me how much you should charge for your service or for your offer, I might pick a number that, it's based on how much I normally pay for stuff, and I might pick a number based on my budget. So if you ask someone who is struggling to make a living to pay $1,000 a month for a service, it might seem a lot of money, and it is a lot of money for this person. But if you ask the same question to someone who has a six-figure business or has a high-paying career and say, hey, my service cost $1,000 a month. For them, that is an acceptable price, or maybe it's even on the low end. And then someone who has an abundance mindset around money will tell you that, hey, you should charge more. And if you ask someone with a limiting belief around money, that person's going to say, you know what, you should lower your prices. It sounds a little bit too expensive. Same thing, if you ask someone from a more expensive country or a more expensive city, they're going to give you a much higher budget than someone from, a poorer country or a poorer place. It's just their background and their lifestyle influencing how much they normally pay for stuff and how much, the people in their life normally pay for stuff. So I made this mistake early on when I started my first online business. I asked my friends, I asked my family members, their opinions on how much I should charge for my then very first digital product. And I would listen to them and I would listen to their feedback and I would allow their feedback to influence how much I should charge. And I would change my pricing based on their feedback. And I wasn't aware back then that I was allowing their beliefs and I was allowing their mindset around how much money one should charge or possibly earn from this product or service dictate how much money my business can make. And when I realized that very quickly, I stopped asking people how much I should charge for my product or service. Yes, I still look at my competitors and I know roughly how much money they charge for their product or service that's similar to what I do, but it's just for reference. I'm not copying how much money they charge. So I'm going to walk you through how I decide how much to charge for our agency services and also for the products and services that we have under Hack Your Online Business. Number one, and I always ask this question, what is the impact of having or using my product or my service? Is there a quantifiable amount of money that my clients will earn or save? Or is there a quantifiable amount of time that my clients will save? For example, with my marketing agency, Chris Media, we work with a lot of high-ticket service providers. And I know that even if we were to help them to get one extra client, that can totally justify the cost of our agency. At the same time, they're getting good work and fast communication, and they work with a trusted and trustworthy agency. And so I'm not worried about the freelancers out there on Upwork or any of those third-party websites out there. I'm not worried that they charge lesser than my agency. If I want to charge more, I wouldn't worry about pricing myself out just because my product or my service costs more. For example, if I do web design, I know that there are a lot of web designers out there who have a wide range of pricing. I want to focus less on how much am I charging in comparison to the rest, and instead I want to focus more on what is the value that I'm bringing to the table for my clients that all these guys aren't. Is it my fast response? Is it my professionalism? Is it my 3 months hacking protection if I were to create a website for you? What will be the biggest pain point for my clients after I deliver the final product to them? And can I include the solution to that pain point as part of my offer? So with my agency, one of the services that we offer is creating messenger bots. Now we charge a little bit more than the rest because we don't just create the bots for them. What we do is after we create the messenger bot, we also deliver a free team training for our clients so that their team is able to take on any changes that they might have after we, give them the final product. So they don't have to keep us on an expensive retainer. And to that point, make sure you're communicating this to your potential clients. Why you're charging, what you're charging, and what kind of results they can expect in return, what kind of value will they get from working with you. Number 2, as I decide how much I'm going to charge for a product or for a service, I always look at, how much do I want to earn in general, and then I also look at the brand positioning that I have for, my business. So if I want to go for high-end brand positioning, then my prices will reflect that brand position. Now, if I want to go for, mass consumer, then my prices will be lower, but my quantity will be higher. Now, the third thing that I look at is how much experience do I have with this service or this offer, or if this is a brand new launch. So typically, I like to start at a lower price when I am pretty new at something, when it's a brand new thing that I'm launching. So when I'm creating something new or when I'm starting a new business, and then my price goes up as I start to gain in experience or as I start to gain in reputation. So I kind of see this cost discounting as somewhat necessary, especially if you have, zero audience, you're starting out from scratch, you have zero experience, zero testimonials, and you need to get your first few clients or your first few sales. Cost discounting this way will really help you to just get your foot in the door, and then you can always increase your price down the road. So it's hard to sell a high-ticket course or a high-ticket membership that costs, $1,000, for example, when you have no experience, when no one knows who you are, no one's ever heard of your brand, you're brand new in your industry, and you want to charge so much. So you can benefit from selling it at a lower cost first or launching it at a lower cost, get the experience, get the testimonials, and then increase your price as you go along. So that's my advice for you when it comes to pricing your service and your products. Now, let me know in the comments below if you've been struggling with deciding how much you should charge for your offers. If you found this video useful and you want more videos like this one, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the bell notification button. Now, in the meantime, as you wait for my next video, don't forget to go check out this video to learn more about online business and online marketing. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.